I thought it was just going to be like that the thumbnail, and just we're hiding behind it the entire time.
Well, yeah, I forgot to.
It's okay. I'm just fucking with you.
I feel like that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Realistically, it's important. It's important that we have those kind of interactions.
I'm Atlas. I'm your millennial.
Dino, the genetic marvel. And realistically, like a bastard, he chose his family and his spouse. What?
Fuck him. Yeah.
Selfish prick. I'm your Gen Xer.
And I'm Cole Clayton. I am the generational sex god.
Better than a time god. That's way better than time god. God damn.
Definitely. I feel like, but you can't call yourself a sex god because then it's just like, go fuck.
I feel like the reason I call myself a sex god is why I can call myself a sex god.
Oh, that sounds like someone's been doing Pilates and can now suck his own dick. So that sounds like.
I mean, I'm not going to deny that.
I think
here.
What was the celebrity when you were a kid where the rumor was that he had his bottom rib removed so he could suck his own dick? Everybody's got one, right?
I mean, I had a couple of those in my lifetime, so.
But remember, so before that was Jean-Claude Van Damme getting his tendons cut so he could do the splits easier, which is complete ridiculousness. But
okay, interesting.
Because he could do the splits past thing, but he's a trained dancer, right? Like that's why.
Yeah.
Also, he's French. There's definitely issues.
I don't even know what that means.
Bonjour.
What that's supposed to mean.
They're friendly there.
They do a lot of kissing to strangers. It's weird.
Yeah. So what?
Right.
Okay, we got a couple people watching. Hey.
Who's the person? Perfect timing. It was Manson. Yeah.
Mick T is in London, which means it's the middle of the night. Mick, you're a trooper, bro.
Really? Oh, wait. What time is it? It's like 9 hours ahead, right?
No, 5 hours for
5 hours for you guys. Okay. Did you guys have the rumor of Jordan Knight from New Kids sucking so much cock he had to have his stomach pumped?
No, but I remember they being found all in a boudoir.
I thought it was Lil' Kim.
Lil' Kim? Oh,
2 a.m.
Horrible now. Oh no, which one's the one that married Biggie? Is that that's not Lil' Kim? The other one who looks even worse.
Something Evans. What is her name?
Linda Evans, spilling aisle 9. Linda Evans. No,
Linda Evans.
No, that was like a really shitty Family Guy joke. I'm sorry.
Anyways,
yeah. So this is our first time going live. So thanks to people for showing up to watch it. Of
course, we don't have a guest on the Brink Live.
I know. I mean,
it's
for people who have never listened to the show before, it's supposed to be about it's generational differences and how different generations view stuff. And being that Cole is, birthed from chaos itself, I feel like that he's kind of the perfect
or
three
Ohio, as other people call it.
That's not even a joke. That's for real.
It just is. From chaos. You've seen that that YouTube video where it's the guy doing the Cleveland tourism thing. Fun times in Cleveland today. Yeah, Cleveland. Yeah.
That's a horrible idea.
You guys know I'm not from here, right? I chose to be here, which says a lot more about me than
that's true. Live is the way to go.
I'm just such a meticulous guy when it comes to content creation that this is incredibly stressful for me.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No,
and I'm trying my best,
No. See, this is the difference, Atlas, is when have we okay, so this is episode 67. In 66 episodes, we've cut one once, and it was because someone's like, hey, I need a second, right?
Yeah.
So it's and that's why going live, also to remember, once you go live, you can just take it down afterward. No one can say shit. It's great.
That's true.
It just disappears and it would never exist. But that's
But right? I mean, because the actual episode on your podcast app, Weed Will Guide You Through Atlas. I used to work at a weed dispensary. Yeah, that was part of my job. Was my boss would come up to me and be like, "Here, smoke this." I'm like, "Didn't you make me take a drug test?" And he's like, "That's for heroin. Smoke it." You're like, hello, everyone.
I feel like it should have been. What's up, Serge? I feel like it should have been more than just heroin they tested you for, but
it was just kind of him doing it shorthand. It was for meth and all that other stuff. But it was funny to me because this was around the time in California where it was still medicinal before it became legal.
Right. It's 1926.
Yeah. Part of I was the receptionist, which is kind of saying you're on a baseball team, but you're the bat boy. Like I'm not really
Hey,
contributing to effort.
You know your business is good when you can hire a secretary or administrator, a receptionist that looks like Atlas.
Yeah,
right?
I know, right?
Like that's when you're like, my products sell themselves. I don't need.
Yeah, when you say receptionist, you usually think like a young or older, whatever, like a woman,
like
and instead you had me. And this is before I grew my beard too. So I was like, I look like the kid who was just like, I snuck into my dad's liquor cabinet, like taking your ID and making sure you had your prescription, quote unquote, and.
Dude,
Yeah.
I can only imagine when the feds show up just to make sure everything's in order, and like you're just drenched in sweat.
So drenched, you would die.
You okay?
Yeah, well, this was the San Fernando Valley in Los Angeles. It's hot there literally all the time. So yes, literally sweat.
On top of your nervousness in general, you're just your vibe.
I feel like that would be a situation where Atlas like, is it hot in here? And then some guy's like got a barrel on fire. He's like, no man, I'm burning stuff.
Let's put it like this: if for whatever reason us three have to deal with like the drug cartel, we're not letting Atlas talk. Like,
no.
I'm never going to pretend I'm good for that role. Just don't.
Let Atlas shut the fuck up.
100%. That was okay. So I sent. What was it that I sent you, Cole? Because it was.
The chain thing.
Okay, it was. Let me see here. Where the fuck did this go? Oh no, that's not the right one. Hold on. There you go. Oh, okay, so it's a guy walking in New York. He sees a dog and he's like, "That snot on the dog's good looking." And this lady who's just standing there is like, "Hey, bro, you should take off that gold chain. You'll get robbed." And he's like, "Yo, thanks for looking out, moms." He pulls off the gold chain and she grabs it from him. She's like, fuck out of here. And he's like, yo, you shouldn't do that to people, and then runs away. And I'm like, I would definitely do that to Atlas the first time I meet him. I'm going to steal something from him.
Yeah.
Probably going to take his wallet. Like, hey, man, you got $5 back? Pow! Just grab the whole wallet back. Mine now, motherfucker. Like, that
I like how you're like the reverse pickpocket. You look like the bearded woman from Israel who won that. Yeah. That's honestly, that is now upgraded to the most hurtful thing someone's described me with. Because other
easy to rob.
Other gems include Chris Hardwick if he gave up on life. Chris Pratt from Parks and Rec, Syndrome from The Incredibles.
Yes.
This
this will go down in history. Yeah. There's no. This is the greatest picture. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I could do better now. I don't want to. It's perfect. That's the way it is. Because
like in Photoshop stills? No, it's perfect.
Yeah. Like I could blend it. No.
Yeah,
that's unreasonable.
That picture, like pull it up again.
Yeah.
That picture where one eye is super dilated. I work in an eye doctor's office.
Yeah.
And that day they were training one of the new techs, and they're like, "We need to teach them how to dilate eyes. You get in here." And I was like, "Oh fuck me!" So
yes,
I just had
you
to
didn't
walk
play
around
the bad
with,
guy in The Incredibles.
He did. He was a stunt double. But to be fair, so I sent him when I had to go to the eye doctor, and my eyelids are dilated too. So it's all for a circle. Now we're waiting for Cole, but Cole has no health insurance. Like
I don't go to the doctor.
Hey,
my eyes are dilated. That's weed, man.
That's both eyes. I'm talking to one eye.
Well, listen,
that's metal in your lungs.
Nice.
Just thought it would work. Yeah. So, what were we were planning on talking about dating? Now, let's go over some stats first. Okay.
Is it dating or just like solely like picking up people? Like not
dating.
Hey, there has to be either a second date or genitals have been touched on the one date.
Counts as
I've legit never done that. Like
What,
first dates, banged or
you got lots of whores in Cleveland. What the fuck you talking?
I don't know. It feels gross the first time. After the second time, I'm game. But like,
once the shame disappears, you're like, yeah, no, this is
he's like weirdly gentlemanly, where she's like, "Come on, let's go to bed," and you're like, "I never sleep with a woman until the third date."
And then, yeah, once the third day, it's like, all right, are we going to do this or what?
You look like Cole's cousin who bails him out of jail.
100%. That's 100% true.
I know.
We're not.
Dating is
Dating
tough
is
when you're
tough when
married.
you're
Also
married,
true.
yeah.
That's 100% define dating.
Okay,
Listen,
all right,
yeah,
okay.
I
So
feel like
when
they want to see you a second time, or you got to touch their genitals. I feel like that qualifies as a date.
when you say touch, I know you mean like just any sort of like thing leading up to sex, but I just imagine Patrick from SpongeBob doing the touch,
100%.
just doing it to someone's pussy. Touch.
Listen, finger bang.
Don't touch.
Okay, but
Do I
like,
have to follow you around all day?
I've been sexually assaulted on dates a lot, so does that count? Or
Why are
By
you so
men?
cavalier about that?
I'm just saying, man, these women, man, they just think they own me.
I'm a Brit. We
Before
fuck
we
before
get
we get
numbers or
numbers or
names.
names. That's fair. That's why you
What
also
in
get
it?
syphilis. It's reasonable.
Cupping
Cupping a boob or higher.
Again,
I
I know
feel-
you mean that in a sexy way, but I just imagine, interesting.
Well, like, listen, I go by Dino the Genetic Marvel. The reason is because I'm a Big Mac away from 400 pounds and have no man tits. For me, that's amazing, okay? And just so you guys can see, okay, from the side, boom, smooth, okay?
It's all dick weight.
Now, it's all dick weight. That's right.
It's all Greek dick weight.
It's a coil. It's actually a coil. That's what it is.
Like
But
a Tesla coil? Is
The
that,
more he eats,
not
the
like
bigger
a
his dick
hero,
gets.
my friend. No. So the
like a
point is
pirate
this,
sword?
I would walk up to pirates.
All
I
that
know, I
McDonald's
know,
went right to
Yeah.
the
For
penis.
people watching this live, I'm making references that have happened in past episodes. Go check out the rest
Hey,
of them.
and like,
Yeah.
share, subscribe. You should go and watch the other ones. They have a tendency
Yeah.
to be
Or-
hilarious.
Or listen, they're on every podcast app. So
Listen, but we have things like that, or as well.
And fuck them kids.
Always
Kayla
great.
Esmond, yeah.
The funny thing is like,
And fuck them kids.
then there's
Fuck
also
you, Justin.
fuck you, right? And then there's fuck you both, sons of bitches.
I don't
got
remember that
little-
one.
No, because that was under my breath. I had to amp up all the volume to get that one. I was like, I'm like, what was that? Oh, I said something mean. I'm gonna take that. Because I just looked down and was like,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
I gave you some new ones a couple weeks ago.
I'm gonna have to do those too. That's very
Yeah.
fun. But this is the thing: is I honestly, I've been I don't date. I never dated. I kind of like I've been on like 3 dates in my
Mhm.
entire life. No, just never. Because he was like, I was the type of guy who
You
would
do
hang out with a
mail
group.
ordered brides, huh?
Oh, I didn't have that kind of money back in the day. I would have. I would listen. Yeah, why not? Listen, it's called an economy. It's supporting immigration. It's good, but that's the whole thing. Is like, if you can't date, like I'm very uncomfortable around people in general. When they're too when it's just one on one,
Mhm.
I'm not a fan. Right? When it's a group of people, that's my my forte. So.
Mhm.
That's why I would always group date and like just a group of friends hanging out. Not like you young people group date is not the same. Okay, let's be honest. You guys just participate in gross orgies. Dino just grabbed and fucked. Also factual. That was I went on vacation and I stole Cole's toque and I was just like, what can I say? No, but yeah, no. That's like for you guys. Was it a big? Because you guys dated in high school too, right? I did not.
Mhm.
Right, because I was super religious and stuff. So, group sex date. Can you imagine if somebody invited you? Hold on. Do you guys see, Atlas? You're in a real relationship. Shit. I love being as close as possible to as many titties as I can. You should go to Cleveland. It's all dudes. Go to Ryan's house. It's fine.
God damn it. Yeah.
No, man. Listen, that's why I would always walk up to buddies who had little man boobs, and me being a fat guy, and just walk up and flick them, and be like, "Hey, what's up, man?" Flick. They'd be like, "I fucking hate you." And I'm like, "That's fine."
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
lucky
you should
that
work out.
I'm lucky this shirt is tight enough where it kind of keeps everything in place.
Yeah, like
Well,
I
this is
have
the thing.
like the starter pack for pecs. You know, they're not quite pecs, but they're at that weird gross stage where like, are they man titties? Are they pecs? Like, what's going on there?
I'm
You
just
know what I mean?
imagining
Like-
that. I'm imagining that meme where it's the kid in front of the two paths, and one's the good path and one's the bad path, and like the good path is pecs and the bad path is boobs. Just,
Seems fair.
Now
Yeah, they're at the fork.
No,
and I kiss her hand, then lick from wrist to shoulder and a gentle slap on the face. See,
I feel like that's a good move.
see, I dated somebody one time where that was like a running gag, where like when we would be, like romantic with each other, you would like do the hand on the face and then go. Just to like mess with the other one, like it was just that kind of relationship.
The thing now with women is like, at least like the our age and a little bit younger, those old Gen Zers, I should say, they like aggression in general, and it's like at what point are you like on the line of this is sexy to you're gonna have to go to court now? You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's because a lot of like
generational trauma, maybe.
Yeah, that. But also, I think a lot of dating nowadays, there's a lot of just directly getting consent. Where before, for like my, maybe my older cousins or whatever, or Dino's generation, or my parents or whatever, dating was just kind of going in for the move. And if it worked, it worked. If it didn't, it didn't. And now it's, can I kiss you? Is it okay if I do this? Which is decidedly unsexy, but also is good for like agency.
it doesn't
So-
turn.
Yeah, but we're back to the
anybody on, though.
1800s. May I walk you, my
What?
lady?
And then, but look at it from like
outta
my
here.
perspective, and she's like, "I give you consent to just whack the shit out of me," and I'm like, "I don't give you consent to give me consent for that." Like, no. Like,
Crab first, consent later. That is not.
Yeah,
We're
that's
not.
not
No,
good.
no. Listen.
no,
Alice is in
not
California.
advocating.
They will burn him alive. If he does something like that.
That shit
Look,
works in Cleveland. That
the-
shit
the-
works
Cleveland,
out
anything
here,
works.
but
The grab first, get consent later. That's when you're already dating.
Or rich.
Yeah,
It's true.
pretty much.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Always,
Hey,
because
man,
when you're
I've been to
rich,
a
they
club. I know
let
how it
you
works.
not ask for consent, and then they tell on you like 10 years later. So
Well, no, because you kind of pressured them into it because like he's rich, he could do something,
Well, listen. So
which is bad.
there's that
I mean, I agree.
where no one should ever be touched when they don't want to be touched. Period. That is, and you know what? That is not their fault. That is the punishable for the person who did the crime, not the person who suffered. You do not victim blame. But at the same time, I think some people need to get their shit right because at the same time, some people are like, remember we heard that story about that lady who had sex with Drake. Drake added a little hot sauce to his equipment, and apparently she tried to use it after the fact tried to sue him. And you're going, hey, listen, realistically, that's terrifying, right? He's a famous celebrity, but that means that a person like that exists for losers too, right?
Right.
And that's scary. That's why it's like, listen, consent is good and it's very, very reasonable, and I think it's a very good thing. However, incorporating it into game,
I don't know though. Like you also say, nobody should be touched if they don't want to be touched. But let's put it in the like into layman's terms. I talk a lot of shit. I don't ever want to get hit, but I understand that the longer I talk, the more likely that somebody's gonna whack me, and I probably deserved it. You know what I mean? Like,
also fair.
like, and that's the other thing is like, why do the cops got to get involved every time somebody gets into a fight? You know what I mean? Like between a man and a woman, that's one thing, but like between a man and a man or a woman and a woman, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta let shit get handled, by each other.
Yeah. Well, listen, there's a lot of people, especially in your guys' generation and the following, right? They have a word for everything, and the problem is a lot of people assume to dictate what it is you have by giving it a word, right? And the fact is, like, people who argue, yeah, that's called marriage. It's okay, right? If someone says, "Oh, we're married, but we don't argue," then you're roommates, bro, and you should figure that shit out
true.
because
Who does
neither of you is fucking each other.
argue
I'll
with
tell you
their
that.
roommate? Like,
Well, that's just how people work. As like you learn more things about yourself and about interacting with other people, you come up with words to describe it. The reason a baby cries is because they can't go, "I have shit in my pants right now." That's all they can do. But as they get older, they realize they can go, "I shit my pants." That's just what happens when you learn things. You come
But
up
if
with
you can
words for that.
speak
Sure.
about how you have shit your pants, you should not be shitting your pants.
You say that, and yet we all have at some point.
I have never shit my pants. That's not true.
I don't believe you.
I never have.
Like, hey, I have never shit my pants, but I also don't believe Cole. Let's be honest, right? Like, he looks like the kind of guy who's definitely shit his pants and used it as a move. Like, he's like, well, I guess I'm not wearing underwear to the club. Why? Because he shit his pants. That's what happened, right? And then he's walking around and people are like, yo, I can see your dick. Yeah, that's how I roll. But in actuality, you had to fucking roll up your underwear with a turd in it just so you could fucking get it. That's fine.
I think
Why
everybody.
does everybody think I'm a perv? I've never understood that.
You're both lying. I think everybody has had to throw their undies out in the dumpster.
That's
behind
just
cars.
you, Atlas.
Every single one. If you haven't yet, it will happen to you.
I'm shitting my pants.
Cut that. I have shit in my pants right now.
You were just telling me about how you farted from eating a salad, so I don't hear your shit.
Again, that's
but
how salad works.
I've
were
never
beans in
farted
it,
from
too.
a salad.
Listen, as adventurous I am with my words, if I feel a fart coming on, I'm in the bathroom. I'm like, that's listen, with this kind of power comes a lot of responsibility. I can't just let it go and hope for the best, right? Like, and this is the other thing. And I'm writing this, this is a joke that I'm actually going to use, but I was like, there are way too many people walking around with a fart in the chamber, like ready to fart in somebody's face. You're a bad person. If you walk around with a fart in the chamber, you're a bad person. It's that simple. You are a bad person, and God will strike you for it because those are the people who shit their pants. Atlas, just saying, they're ready for every situation.
I need to give you this clip because there's an episode of American Dad where Stan is like sneaking away and Francine thinks he's cheating on her. So he like goes into the bathroom, closes the door. She goes in after him, and he's gone. And she's like, "What happened?" And then realizes she has to fart, close the door, audibly farts, and then it goes, "Password accepted," and then like this secret door opens up. So, yeah, I need to clip just the password accepted. Just I'll get that to you at some point.
Dino's right. And look, if I need to fart, I run to the bathroom. Listen,
run to the bathroom, go outside, right?
No, bathroom. Listen, unless there's a hose outside, that's different. Then I'll just, while I'm running, I'm taking off clothes. Get the hose! Get the hose!
Do you want to know why I've never shit my pants? Like, do you want to know why? Like, I'm not saying I'm superior to
pants
you.
on, I feel.
Because you're a time god?
No, because my mother, that's a separate issue. My mother fed me chili dogs and SpaghettiOs every week. Every week.
You don't have a colon anymore, guy. You got a tube going from your stomach right to the outside.
I am trained for every situation.
You got a spout on the side, and you just like pop, and it squirts out. Like, hey, I feel like that means that Cole has a spigot that he walks by people instead of farting. He just gives a little smack on his stomach, and bam, right into someone's fucking soup.
No, my stomach is prepared for every situation. I haven't thrown up since like 9th grade.
Wow, that's
yeah. No,
can you make yourself throwing up?
Okay, well, unless alcohol is involved, I should say.
That's fine.
Alcohol has made me throw up on many occasions, but no, I can't make myself throw up either. I don't. It's gross. Why would I throw up?
Little like cabbage hands, like you can't reach the trigger.
I just don't want to.
He has no gag reflex because reasons.
I do not have a gag reflex, but that's a separate issue. That's a separate thing that I learned.
He's been everywhere. He's done
junior year of high school.
Listen, the joke will never get old when people are like, "Hey, you walk into a room with 100 dicks on the wall. How many of them do you choke on?" And everyone's like, "None." And you're like, "Oh, you're a bro, eh?" It's like, "Oh, damn it!"
I haven't heard that one. That one's good. That's like
you've never heard that?
No, but it's one of those. If your hand is bigger than your face, you have cancer type jokes where it's like a gotcha, right?
Yeah. There's no way to answer that joke like without saying that you've had some dicks in your mouth.
Nothing worse than when you
when it started in English and then it
that got like noticeably more British as that went on.
Like aggressively, middle of the night. That's fair. Nothing worse than your woman love puffing on your Dodger when you started from the poop chute. I feel
it started at.
I guess that's an ATM.
Yeah, it started at like U.S. colonists, like 1700s pre-American colonists. And ended with like soccer hooligan.
How do you think
Chaucer's? What is it? The fairy tales? What is it? The Canterbury Tales?
How
I think so.
you guys.
How-
See, this is one of those times where we're like, huh? He can't fucking read. How does he know that? He can't fucking read.
I mean, if he can't read,
I
then you
can't
know what
read.
to
That's
do.
true. I was there when he
Hey,
wrote
there
them.
you go. That's it. That's. Hey, if anything, he was like, you should make him do a flip, and you're like, okay. And forever, Cole's like, that's me. I did.
I mean, if he can't read, you have to do the thing, right?
Oh.
What thing?
It's so long too that
Yeah.
makes it even better.
Well, because that's how long those things were. Because you see the star go across the screen.
Guy, we have so many people watching. This is fantastic.
People think I can actually read. They laugh when I tell them I can't. It's hilarious.
Have you
Guys, everyone
heard-
in the chat too, please go to Generation Dan podcast on YouTube and follow and subscribe.
or subscribe
there.
at Generation Dan on Twitter.
Yeah,
Give us a follow.
and hey, if it takes anything, I'll send you a picture I found on the internet of Cole. No problem.
Oh, interesting. I'm wondering. So, Dino, when you were like, I know it was probably different for you because you were like saving yourself for marriage. Like, did you start dating after high school and looking for a wife at the time, or how did that work?
So, okay. Yes, I saved myself for marriage. Also, there wasn't a huge lineup at the store. You know, like it's not like I had to get like those velvet robes or anything like that. It was more so that I'm like, hey, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna do my shit, right?
Okay, so
So like I did date, but it was more so like I would just get to know a group of people, and then one person's like, hey, okay. Remember how I was telling you that I'm like, I feel like I'm the kind of guy that not only is the main character of my own story, but I'm the main character in other people's story because I'm a dickhead, right? But
no,
what
you're the
happened-
antagonist in other people's stories.
a lot of people's stories, man. People don't like me. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
at the
care.
very least, a deuteragonist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like people have a tendency to just
When
look at
did
me
you
and go,
transition?
what?
I didn't know that you were.
What?
I didn't know that you had the surgery already.
I am
Oh, the deuteragonist. Good one. That's good. Yeah. Sorry, continue. You were saying?
Anyways,
Yeah.
so I never ask. Right? It's the same thing when I worked when I was a financial planner. I'm like, I don't ask for business. I prove to you that I deserve it, right? Because remember, also too, I'm a psychopath, right? So I'm constantly in a power struggle in your mind. Why? Because I'm nuts.
That's
So-
fun, isn't it?
You're you're the
Devil.
the popular version, or like the like plugging yourself version of the Kool-Aid Man or Kramer from Seinfeld. You just fucking show up in people's minds like, I'm here,
I think
respect
it's
me.
me more than anything. I think I'm Kramer.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
definitely you're definitely
I'm
Kramer.
George. I'm George. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You are definitely George, but not like George when he's working for the Yankees, though. You're like a real, not like I slept with your wife, George. You're more like, top tier George.
Okay, my favorite George Costanza line actually does remind me of you, Atlas, when he's like, I'm going to take a vacation this coming week. And Jerry's like, are you sure that you should be taking this vacation knowing that you're up for a promotion? And George is like, my attendance in that office can only hurt my chances for the promotion.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Which, yeah, is pretty accurate, right?
There's that, or the thing where he's like getting broken up with, and the girl's like,
It's not you, it's me.
No, not there's that, but also the thing where it's like, does everyone have to like you? Yes, I must be liked.
True,
Yeah.
I get it. I don't
Yeah.
agree with it, but I do get it.
That is definitely something I grapple with a lot.
We
I
all
have
like
shit in my pants right now. No, God damn it!
Yes, Joey, I love you, brother.
we
I love
got you.
So quick.
Hey,
God damn it!
Mid-stream, baby. We didn't even hit the half hour. We were planning on going for half an hour, guys, but it's fun, right? So we're just having fun. But at the same time, within half an hour,
I have shit in my pants right now.
so good.
You
bro.
couldn't even do the Warhol thing with
I
the.
couldn't even. I didn't have the time.
No.
Listen, I didn't have the time to Warhol it up and give it some fancy stuff. Nah, bro, just immediate.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Dino, you said you saved yourself from marriage, right? So,
did.
how many times did you lose your virginity?
What?
So
How many times? What do you
just
mean?
How many
once.
times?
So
Oh,
just
okay.
once.
Well, that's pretty lame.
Uh,
I lost from the ages of 16 to 22. I lost my virginity 4 times.
4 different ways.
No, I told 4
Pretending
different girls
to?
that
You just
I
told
was a
4. Okay, yeah.
virgin.
No, I just didn't lie.
Ah.
I didn't lie about it.
I didn't lie about it either.
Yeah.
It works until you hit about 22, I found, and then you just become the weird guy who's a virgin. So I
Shrunken
stopped telling
wasps
that lie
watch
anymore.
arse fluffing Ted.
Well, to be fair, the first time it wasn't a lie.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Good one.
Oh, and Paul says he's LL Cool J. I love it. This is fantastic. But yeah, so no, I never used it as a line or like. I don't get how people do lines and stuff. Like, no, I know how people do lines. I know how people do lines, but I don't know how they do that with regards to trying to pick up chicks.
You want to know what pickup line that I'm not proud of, but it works all the time? Like 25% of the time, which is a lot, I feel like, for pickup lines. Damn girl, are you a stack of dirty dishes? Because I really want to do you, but you're giving me really bad anxiety, so I probably never will. Swear to God, that works so often. Like, more often than
Is
it
it because
should.
they feel pity on you and they're like, "Oh look,
I don't know,
let's
but
just have
it
sex
works.
with him."
I didn't ask.
God, that's hilarious.
I wrote that myself, by the way.
That's not in chicken scratch. It's not even real.
Right? It just keeps going, right?
It's so fucking bad. I don't know. Like it feels like now no one tells the truth. Is that because so Cole is actively trying to put his dick into stuff, right? And when I mean actively, I mean like morning, noon, night. He's like, I'm trying. He is hustling, right?
That outlet looks
door-to-door dick
especially
salesman.
sexy this morning, he says to himself.
The best is Cole keeps on saying how he's like he lives in an apartment with your 2 brothers, right?
Right. Brother and a half.
Brother and a half. No problem. Now,
one of them doesn't pay rent, essentially.
That's fine. I was like, hey, you changed chairs, because he was like, I only have 1 chair, and it was a lazy boy. And I'm like, God, did you break your chair, you fat fuck? And he's like, I had a guess. And I'm like, wait, you have roommates? That chair was in the open. What the fuck are you guys doing down there? I feel like your brothers were like, yo, we're videotaping this shit.
They work nights. I work daytime, so
that's definitely.
They don't get home till like 1:00 in the morning, so.
So they walked in with a broken lazy boy, some broad, all fucking
No,
entangled.
Brian already left.
She'd already left. Well,
Yeah.
Hey, fair enough. You can't get them all.
They don't ask though. I've had women over. They don't ask questions. They'll just say some sly shit the next day, like she wasn't very pretty. Like, I'm like, yeah, that's why I wasn't trying to chill with her and you guys together.
I feel like that's one thing that I missed out was like dating women around my siblings, because I never did. And I'm sure I didn't really date, but like I went out with a couple. I remember I went out with one girl who I thought she was very attractive and everything. And then I was roommates with a girl who was just friends with mine. And she said to the girl, it's like, well, that's because he likes your chest. And she was like, what? Like she was so traumatized by it. I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm a pervert. My bad. It's like, it's not personal. I'm just a pervert. It's not,
I had a girl over last year.
Hey, just so you know, there you go.
Yeah.
My wife is already mad.
I was legitimately traumatized by a girl last year, last summer. She came over, we watched a movie at my apartment or whatever, we did our thing. But when I invited her into my apartment, like the building, we got in the building and she's like, wow, this place is kind of ritzy. Like you got money, huh? And I'm like, no, I don't. This is actually one of the worst places you could live in this neighborhood, but okay. And I just kind of left it at that. And then the next morning, I busted out the Walmart Great Value brand creme brulee coffee, and I poured her some, poured me some. We were just kind of bullshitting over it. And she took a sip. She's like, "Wow, you're a bougie motherfucker. This is good." And I was like, "You get the fuck out of my apartment because you're gonna steal some shit." Like I
The
never
great
invite her over
value, she
again.
was like, "Ooh, how fancy!"
Dude, I swear, I was like, if I don't lock my doors, my TV's gonna be gone when I come home. Like,
Oh, more than your TV, bro.
Good lord.
She's taking your kidneys with her.
Like,
100%.
like how poor are you?
Like for sure.
I don't have
Kidneys?
health care. Like, Jesus. I drive 2003 Honda Civic.
and she's like, "You have a car? Holy shit!"
She had a car too, but like shit, dude.
Hold on. What was she driving? If you're driving,
She
You said
drove like a mid 2010s Nissan Versa.
so someone bought that. It's okay. Can I ask you a
It
question,
seems
Cole?
like, yeah.
My understanding has been that a lot of people are exchanging companionship for dollars, which I find I'm not
Hey, it's
refreshing.
the oldest profession, so
Right.
First one to be criminalized too. So
also true.
hey,
As sad as that is.
no, you just had to be crafty. That's all.
I'd be a millionaire right now.
No, you wouldn't. You'd be so poor. She would take everything, everything you possibly have. She would take it. That's
Yeah,
for
these
sure.
bitches, man, they be I don't know. Maybe she wasn't gonna steal nothing, but like just her comments made me uncomfortable. You know,
Bro,
like I feel like if you're gonna steal, you wouldn't say shit. You know, you should be looking around a lot. Like, oh,
she might have been trying to wife you up. You never know.
I had one more thing I wanted to ask. So, Dino, you said that like you dated like once you got out of high school and stuff. What was the opinion of online dating when you got out of high school? You too, Cole. Like
that's
the
an
general public opinion. If you said I met them online, what would people say?
You lie. Don't say that to people.
Don't say that to people. That was
if you met online,
yeah.
not only think about it this way. I'm this gentleman's friend, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he says or she says we met online, and I'm like, I'm no longer friends with both of you. That's simple. You're both murderers. Like immediately.
And it was like a thing by this point, right? It was.
They have the internet back then?
Craigslist was a thing, right?
Okay, so
Yeah.
it was like, so you could do like misconnections or.
So Craigslist was became prostitution, and Kijiji was where people were selling stuff when I was young.
Okay.
Right. So that was that time.
Yeah.
Hold on, I have
So-
other versions for you,
I
Alice.
shit
So
my pants.
also good.
I shit my pants. I have shit in my pants right now. Okay. Oh, it's like one after
The
the other.
double is definitely great.
Shit.
Joey, you're a god among men.
Joey, I will kill you if I see you in person.
So,
No,
That's
so
but
Dana,
like,
you're really not that old then, because like I don't know, like
So-
it seemed like the internet was kind of a new thing for you.
so the internet, like in terms of just in the context of online dating, so like Match.com and eHarmony started becoming a thing as I was getting near the end of high school. So like
Ninth grade, I feel like I heard of it for the first time, freshman year.
like late 2000s, early 2010s.
Yeah.
It started being a thing, and I think eHarmony was where it finally went from you met them online to you met them online. Like it started to go in that direction. I think once eHarmony hit the scene.
One of my wife's friends
Mhm.
met her significant other, who they're still together with, on eHarmony.
Isn't that what eHarmony is all about? Is making like
They're trying to go.
they come by and they make y'all are gonna stay together.
Yeah.
I've heard both ways. Like some people use it, but the thing, like this is the thing is, if whatever results you want from something is what you will get, right? So if you're saying I'm going to use this to manipulate people, you can do that, right? But you're not going to get what it's designed to make a real connection.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, thank you a lot, Joey. I saw we already got a couple subscribers, so thanks everyone. Really
Nice.
appreciate the support.
Tell a friend.
I did going back to the 90s. Yeah, so look at got my first.
Yeah, so like I know that online dating started to be a thing in like the late 90s, early aughts, but in terms of like the reputation, right?
Yeah.
Because by the time I was in college, which I started in 2013, I took a gap year after college, or after high school. And when I started, Tinder was like really like full swing by that point.
But that's for like degenerates when you were that age. 2013, Tinder was still for perverts, no?
It
Or was it open?
It It was for pussy. That's what Tinder was for.
Yeah, but it's always been.
Yeah.
It's never like people try to use it for dating. I've found.
Yeah.
Like myself.
But now you got things like Plenty of Fish and Bumble.
Oh goddamn! Plenty of Fish is the scariest thing I've ever encountered.
I know a few.
I had the
on
best results
Fish.
with Hinge. That's how I met Katie.
What's Hinge? What's different? I know Bumble is she decides if we talk or not, right?
Which I stopped using when a female friend of mine was like, so like nobody like responds to me on Bumble. I'm like, you have to say something first. And they're like, oh yeah, I forgot. And I'm like, okay, this isn't worth it. I'm done. Yeah, I love eHarmony because pull that back up. I love eHarmony because you could ask the question, what do you think of sex before marriage? And if they wrote, I consider sex a regular part of dating, you just go out with
there you go. Good
job.
Score.
Smart. Yeah.
Yahoo chat. Oh God.
Yeah. So
I mean, most people are on apps because they're too inept.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
So, Joey, man.
But I'm saying that like
also true.
I realize that a lot of dating apps, this is how it works. New dating app comes out.
Yeah.
People go on it in earnest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Either to just get laid or to date.
Yep.
Then too many people get on it.
Yep.
And then it sucks.
Well, you get
a
trash.
new one is made. Repeat the process.
It's the whole idea that when too many people are on it, it becomes trash. Look,
too
Twitter.
Many cooks. Yeah.
Look, think about Twitter, right? Twitter at one point was it was somewhere people could voice their opinion, like a community square. Now it is number one, a great place for pornography. That's for sure. Number two, horribly toxic people. And number three is complete bullshit when people are talking. Like you should see some of the shit that this guy puts up there. Holy fuck.
Yeah. No. I look every now and again because he's the one in charge of the Generation Dan Twitter.
Yeah.
And
we now have a very good balance with regards to responsibilities. I think it's going very well, but at the same time,
social media, yes, and
toxicity.
Editing,
let's put it like that.
1s and 2s, like it works great.
I think monetizing, maybe even like
monetization too,
proliferating with toxicity. Like,
do you know how many people like just yell at me on the internet because they think my tweets are real?
I yell at you in my own house, bro.
Your wife is like, "Why do you bring that guy up so much?"
And I'm like, "Why?" Like all the time. And my wife was like, "Who is this guy?" Look, my wife commented. She's like, "What in the fuck?" Where is
the funniest part about this is like my mom and Katie and I think my sister all think Dino is a bad influence, and I'm like, bitch, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Also true. Yeah, I'm like a bad influence that'll stop you from murdering.
I'm like that one kid that you don't tell your mom, your parents about.
Yeah,
because they'll know who the bad influence really is.
Yeah, like that's pretty much it. But yeah, so like I'm curious that like that's kind of what happened.
Those are my favorite too.
Those are my favorite ones.
Guy, his baby mama, you're like, God damn it, man.
Okay, I thought he meant BM like shit, as in I have shit in my pants. But I shit in my pants. I have shit in my pants right now. There you go.
Yeah. It is my bowel movement. My baby mama is my bowel movement. So,
like, bro,
same thing.
Sure.
As a child of divorce, I just want to say I know it's not easy. So.
She didn't make it. She didn't try to make it easy either.
Yeah.
Hold on. When
my parents ran each other out of money. That's how bad it was.
Which is insane.
I tried to do that to her. I'm not gonna lie.
Cool. They were in court for 7 years. They were in court for longer than The West Wing was on the air. Like I that's the best I can describe it.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I tried to make her go broke while knowing she makes 3 times as much as I do, and I went broke doing it. So
I just ran out of my. That's a manly way of doing things. Very toxic. I love it.
The lawyer was like, "So you want to do it this way?" I'm like, "Not anymore. Like, can we just wrap this up now?"
Yeah, I've had enough. Technically, didn't your parents' divorce last longer than the Confederacy?
Confederacy was 1861 to 1865. Yes,
that's going to be a Jed Dan tweet right there.
Yeah. It lasted longer than World War II. 1939 to 1945. It was longer than World War II.
4 years. Yeah. Parents, the process of your parents getting divorced lasted longer than the Confederacy.
Sounds like it lasted longer than the Republic of Texas.
Republic of Texas was like 20 years, so no.
Was it?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel that long.
We can just lie.
Yeah, you
Say
know,
your parents
you
are
know how
really
often
longer
I
than
do that on Twitter.
The Confederacy. Leave it at that.
Like,
Wasn't
a
longer
lot.
than MASH. Not a lot of things are longer than MASH.
Just burn down the whole taco stand so no one gets tacos because you were in the back of the line.
That's
You
that's
know-
kind of accurate, I think.
It's not. It is a valid plan. It's not a good plan,
Yeah.
but it is a valid one. So
It's interesting seeing what my parents did after they divorced in terms of like how they looked at dating. So my dad
Oh yeah.
started dating and got married almost right away, like a couple of years.
He was
later.
also at that time a practicing
Physician.
physician.
Okay,
So,
well, when you say
hey.
right away, their divorce was 7 years, so it's
but,
like
hey, but 7-year divorce consumes your entire fucking life, man.
Yeah.
Hey, neither of his parents came out normal. That's
Yeah. My
okay.
mom, meanwhile, had this sort of like, fuck it. Like, if it happens, it happens. If not, I don't care.
I feel
So,
like
like,
that's the norm for men and women.
Yeah.
The men always marry almost immediately, and the
Yeah.
women are like, "Fuck that! I'm never doing that again."
Well,
Well,
men aren't capable of being alone. They're
She
useless.
wasn't like, fuck that, I never do that again. The only like permanent things that came of that were
You
like they
Like-
divorced after I was born. Sorry. Nice
you lasted. They didn't kill you.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing.
But like she dated 2 people total, like over that whole like from then to today. So and
that's
just
fine.
like kind of is whatever about it. And then also quit drinking. Like those are the 2
for her.
like permanent. Yeah, no, definitely. I'm proud of her. And it made her. It was right around the time that the court proceedings were ending. So I think it was just like a way to get her through. And then she's like, okay, I think I need to stop because I need to like go be a person now.
Yeah,
Because you said it consumes your entire life. So
it really does. But that's
Yeah.
like, guy, my divorce. Let me think. It was done within a year, and we just had to wait for the final court date because we had been separated for a year, so now they could just get it done and it's finished, right?
yeah,
But like that's the whole thing is like even that year, fucking ridiculous, bro.
hmm
But yeah, okay, listen. Serge said when I was a kid I used AOL 2.0. My screen name was Goat Boy, and I would join Christian chats and tell them how I love plowing goats. Hours of fun. I was
Smart.
Dino Diggler on Yahoo Chats. If you got talked to by Dino Diggler in the 90s and or early 2000s, I apologize. I can't give you any money, but you definitely got affected. So sorry.
I was Atmosphere 88.
Ooh, very
Yeah.
no fear.
Well, no, like
seems about the right time.
atmosphere, because globe.
That's
Get it?
very
Yeah.
creative. I wouldn't have gotten it. I'll tell
I
you
was
that.
I was Plato
Yeah, and then
23.
and 8 is my lucky number, so that was what the 8s were for.
Plato 23.
Plato 23.
Stepping to married person, then the bitter mom will be like, finally, my son has a father figure in his life. Like, geez, man, that is cold. Yeah, it is. Like I remember
Years.
watching Drake and Josh where like they're in a blended family, right? Like it's Josh's
Right.
dad, Drake's mom,
Oh,
and
okay.
like
Never
you
watched
never find out if Josh's mom or Drake's dad like if they divorced or they're dead
Yeah.
or whatever. But I always watched it and was just like, I would love it if it was a divorce and they were just cool with it and the blended family like worked as it was supposed to. Because my life wasn't like that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think that because I've heard of good or amicable
mhm. Divorces?
family explosions,
Yeah,
and
family explosions.
not I didn't believe them, but do you
Mhm.
think have you ever encountered similar situations where some people are actually not completely horrible?
So I did group therapy through middle school and the first year of high school.
Was that just a class mandated thing or just for you?
Just for
Okay.
me? It was me and 4 other kids. Shut up, Cole. So it was the 4 of us, and like one of the other kids in the group had divorced parents, and like free and clear, they were just like the time was, regulated well. She didn't hate either parent. Neither parent was like, "You're a father over here, Brendan." Like none of that. They were
That
fine.
was an impression, and it was a very good impression,
Yeah.
sir. Because
Thank you.
yeah, that explains a lot.
Or also, my mom, she like lives in a back house, and the main house
Yeah,
on her property,
Yeah.
she loans to it, or she rents out to a tenant, and the tenant is divorced and like they seem to have a pretty good divorce, and their kid seems happy. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Like, I feel like it a lot of people, I think, don't know they're worse breaking up than they are even getting into a relationship. You know,
and
because
that's yeah.
No, go ahead.
That's why I like as a seeing all that happening in my dating life, I try not to let that sort of thing happen. Like I've taken a lot of shitty things on the chin because I don't want to be the guy that makes a big fuss and like makes the breakup worse.
That's a
I
Yeah,
mean, I
no,
grew up in the
that's a phrasing
trailers.
issue, bro. I wouldn't use that.
I grew up in the trailers where you knew the chick's name who broke up your parents, and she was like 8 years older than you. So
What?
That's a little traumatic there, bro.
You're
That's
like-
an impression.
you're like
And that
9.
was
So
very
you're like,
good.
I don't think she's old enough, but okay.
No,
In this state, it's fine, I guess.
See,
It's
that's
Ohio. Everything's fine there.
no, that was
That
in
should just be
Texas.
on the sign.
Texas, right?
No,
Texas. That's
No.
everything, and then some is legal.
No.
That's
Except abortion. No abortion there.
Yeah, no abortion, but you can totally like
you can give the child to a foreigner. It's fine.
you can just own like an AK-47. Like it's the craziest shit.
I'm pretty sure in Texas you can own a minigun. So
You know, all kinds of shit. There's no zoning laws. You can put a bar next to a school. Like it's
that
crazy.
just is.
But
it's
you
tiny.
can't buy liquor on Sunday, so it's totally okay. Like,
True.
Hey,
Yeah.
do you know? Okay, I'll tell you guys a funny story. Before we're almost done, everyone. So
yeah.
last story was I remember walking into because now a couple years ago they started selling beer inside grocery stores, right?
Mhm.
The problem is that the law mandated that the grocery stores can't sell the beer while they're open, only during specific times, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I walked up, grabbed the beer, brought it to the counter, and I'm like, "Oh, I'll buy this." They're like, "Oh, we can't sell it to you." I'm like, "Oh, then I'm just gonna take it, just like so you know,
Yeah.
like I'm leaving with this beer. That's happening."
Yeah.
And they were like, "No, that's theft." And I'm like, "Okay, well, here's the money. Later." And I just walked away. And
Ring it up during your little fuck hours.
Yeah.
no, do it in the morning. I don't give a shit. But this is
Yeah.
leaving with me. And there's the thing too is, as you guys have seen pictures of me, this person was an old woman who was maybe 65, probably older. And she was like, "Well, you can't." I'm like, "Listen, does this make any sense?" She goes, "No." I go, "Okay, charge me in the morning. It's fine." I just walked away. She was fine
Yeah.
with it. But at the same time, you're going, yeah, people think these rules actually fucking matter. They don't. It's all insane, right? You can carry a minigun. Why are you selling people miniguns, you cocksucker? It doesn't make a sense.
That's actually kind of a badass story. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I
Listen,
just like the idea of being like, I'm going to take this beer. Here's some money for no reason. There you are. And,
Bro,
I mean,
a
I'm
manager
not gonna
came out and
lie.
just watched me, and I said, "Don't, just don't, bro." And I
Yeah.
just
The
kept going, and you're just
longer-
like, just walk back into his office. I'm like,
I gotta tell you, the labor shortage has been so hard for me because I've always had this rule about the longer I stand in line, the more likely I am to just walk out with the shit down my pants. It's just-
are you saying you have shit in your pants now?
no, I have shit in my pants.
I shit in my
Well,
pants. I have shit in my pants right now. Yeah.
I have Walmart shit in my pants. I just start stuffing bacon and fucking marble toys for my kid and.
Do they do?
I throw a hoodie on that I wanted. Yeah, it's my hoodie. It's
He's layering for warmth. I love it. That's great. No, you can't listen.
I don't stand in lines well. Let's put it like that. My ADHD is not
You don't
built
stand in
for
lines.
success.
Do they have like a self checkout in the WalMarts now, or?
I don't do that. I don't work there.
I don't work there. I ain't self-checking. Oh, it's faster? No, that means you're not staffed properly. Have a great day.
Right.
Kind of reminds me of like I was talking to somebody. So they just finished a rail line in LA that connects two of them that were like this. It like does this,
Hey,
and
does it actually work? Probably not.
well, it's not opening until October 7th, but they just finished it. And I was like, this is awesome because people can do this and that. And they're like, well, I don't want to take the rail line. It takes like half an hour to go anywhere. I'm like, it takes half an hour to drive anywhere, motherfucker. This is Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Longer even.
That's the
Yeah.
funny joke where people are like, "Hey, it takes you an hour to get to LA from LA." And you're like, yeah, that's fucking.
Yeah.
I've heard that, man. That's fucking crazy.
I love when someone new, like a new comic comes to LA and they're like, yeah, so my work's only like 4 miles away. That shouldn't be too bad, right? I'm like, oh, you sweet summer child.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Miles don't mean shit.
no,
What?
not in a place like LA. That's why even New York, you're like it's there's a certain amount. It's blocks, but then blocks are because they can be walked. Miles, who's walking a mile? Get a job, loser.
Yeah.
The
Well, no,
fuck?
it's also funny seeing like car brains go to New York and just be like, all right, I can't find any parking anywhere because you're in New York, asshole.
Park
Walk,
in
take
Brooklyn.
the subway. There's a subway.
Park in Brooklyn like a dickhole that you are.
I mean, in Cleveland, in Houston, where I come from in Houston, it was not ever traffic was not an issue ever.
Yeah.
Really, like it's a little trafficy in the mornings and in the
Mhm.
afternoons, but like I swear to God, Cleveland is just a perpetual red light. You go red light, green light, go red light again. You didn't even drive like a block and you're already hitting the new. I've spent so much time at red lights. Like that's gonna be on my stat card when I go to get judged by God and Jesus and all that shit. Is they're like, oh, you spent like almost a year of your life just sitting at red lights. That's crazy. Anyway,
I
moving
wonder
on.
wonder what other stats on there. Times he shat his pants.
Zero. How
This
many
is
like?
a weird
How
running
many
gag
people
that's
have you
happening.
pissed off because of tweets? Millions, if not trillions. Like my numbers have got to be the
Calm down
amount of
with
people I've
trillions.
pissed
There aren't
off
that many
on
bots,
Twitter.
bro.
The amount of people I've pissed off on Twitter have got to be the same amount of numbers that like Stalin killed by now. Like so, like in a way, I have committed a genocide.
I guess.
The way I look at it.
On that note,
All right, let's wrap it up.
Which is why I'm not
People.
going to get into heaven.
Yeah.
oh, that was never debated. That's not that's factual.
So,
Yeah.
to people listening to watching this, you can find us on Twitter or Instagram at Generation Dan or Generation_Dan, respectively. You can find me at Atlas Novak on Twitter, Instagram. You can find my other podcast at Nexus at Night in those same places. That's about a trading card game. If you don't play said trading card game, it's going to be real fucking confusing. How about the rest of you?
Exactly. I'm Dino, the Genetic Marvel. You can find me everywhere. I build Lego on the internet. I did crazy stuff. Like I built this. By the way, I'm gonna do. I'll show you guys this. I made Darth Vader's head. It's
Sweet.
fucking. It's.
Oh hell yeah! My brother's got that one.
I'll show you guys something funny that I'm gonna post a short about it, but happen after. But yeah, follow me. I make Lego during the day and talk to people at night because I'm a fucking asshole. But
because he never goes to sleep. Like I have like gotten up at like to pee in the middle of the night and texted him and he's answered. It's been real weird. Called the Joseph Stalin of comedy. That's pretty good.
I think that is up there with
Joseph Stalin.
what was the one that we said was for you, Atlas? Was you looked like
Mark Wahlberg shrunk in the wash. That was one of them.
Yeah. Anyway, solid comparison.
Yeah.
But yeah. And of course, Sniffing Glue 22.
I'm Cole Clayton, and you can follow me home. I'm very lonely.
Oh, this has been Generation Dan. We're going to be back live next week with a guest where we'll have interviews. It'll be very exciting.
Yeah, but it'll be like more of an actual topic and less me entering into this. We'll see you next time. Bye,
It's still worth it. See you later.